We're live.
This is a secret that may be kept in the shadows from the elite, and probably they don't want us to know. And we are talking about the undeniable link between wealth and orgasmic energy. Today is our day of our Sex and Success episode, our number 3 episode of our podcast. I want to welcome everyone, David, Mario, Annapurna, and myself. Today, we're going to dive deep in this concept about erotic intelligence. We are in the week of the pleasure as power, and we are entrepreneurs, investors, and business owners in the holistic realm. And we are gathering together to mastermind these type of topics. And what is a mastermind? Well, from my own experience, a mastermind is something that creates a higher level of knowledge between the participants, the guests, and the speakers. And we are moving through a constant, sorry, we are moving through a common vision or goal. We are here because we want to understand more what is sexual energy and how can we use that energy to empower ourselves, be healthy, have this sense not powerful to control others, but powerful to influence others in the good way. So we are very, very excited to have our next special guest here and also our founders, Wolves. Thank you for being here. All right, so this is a word circle, as we were saying at the beginning, and let's try to share between 2 minutes and 3 minutes at the most, but try to take the 2 minutes because we are crafting knowledge for everyone, and we want to be as much clear as for us as to others. So thank you for that. And before we start, there will be different rounds. The word will go to the right, starting from our guest, David, then Mario, then Annapurna, then myself. And yeah, we were going to ask the question and then we were going to answer through our own experience. And also, I want to say something. Probably there are some doubts or questions you can have about some one of the topics, and it is okay. We are not here to present as the experts of all these topics. By the contrary, I believe that we are halfway in these topics, and that's why we are gathering with more like-minded people, because we want to share our journeys, to share our experiences, whatever that is. And this could probably serve ourselves in this own journey by, we're masterminding together, getting ideas to get to the next level, and probably also and hopefully to the people that is listening to us in our audience. Welcome to all wolves and mermaids to this amazing podcast. All right, so let's dive deep into meditation. Mario, if you can guide us so that we can ground ourselves and start this podcast better. Thank you.
Thank you. So let's close our eyes and let's straight our backs, separated from the back of the chair. And let's place firmly our foot sole flat on the floor. Let's feel that connection. And let's start breathing deeply. Inhaling deeply and holding bit 2 seconds, 3 seconds is perfect. And then exhale. And when we exhale, we relax the body. Inhale. Hold. And exhale and relax a little bit more, perhaps beginning with the physical body, neck, back, shoulders, all those muscles where tension comes. Keep inhaling at your own pace, holding a bit, and when you exhale, bring a little bit more relaxation, also with the thoughts and with the emotions. And let's bring, with closed eyes, our gaze towards the third eye, the point between the eyebrows, where in the spiritual eye, the consciousness allows us to connect. Continue the breathing. Feel the air coming in, fresh air coming in, warm air coming out, connecting with your spine. visualize the energy coming up when we inhale from the root chakra, the base of the spine, and imagine, visualize, and intend, feel the energy coming up through the spine to the top of the head. And from the top of the head, when we exhale, that energy irradiates all our body from the top to the bottom. And continue breathing, receiving all this pure energy, nourish from it. Perhaps you want to bring a slight smile to your face. And it's going to help release the tension from the face, but also from all the body inside and outside. And in this state of awareness, let's begin this beautiful session of sharing. So whenever you feel ready, open your eyes.
Thank you, Mario. Namaste. Thank you. Love your meditations, brother. Well, yeah, helping others and the dogs gather me with, make me meet David. And thank you, man, for this amazing connection that we created on Apapachateba the other day, because even without even knowing you, I knew that there was a connection and helping others. And for sure, I love dogs. So thank you, man. Welcome. So the first round will be about to know about each other, right? It's very important. We want to talk about some topics, and it's good to understand who we are. So the first round would be to share, and also for our audience to know our guest speaker, who we are and what we do. All right. So let's start this round. Welcome, David.
Yes, welcome everyone. So I'm David, born in Germany. I'm now in Mexico since 3 years. And actually, I'm like a neuroathletic coach. So normally people don't know what it is. And maybe shortly I can tell my story, because then you can understand how I came to brain-based training. Because I had like knee pain all my life. You know, it started in my youth when I played football. And I was really good, but I always had like knee pain for, yeah, like for years. And no doctor could fix that. No therapy, no, orthopedic, nobody could fix my knee pain, but there was like knee pain. So I make my own journey and I became a trainer and learned all about mobility training, because I thought, okay, if you're mobile and flexible, you don't have pain, right? So everybody's saying, okay, you have to make mobility training. So I tried that. I studied all about mobility training, and my knee pain was getting better when I did the exercise. But my knee pain was always coming back. So after 15 years of knee pain, nobody could help me. I have to find my own solution. And then I heard about this German trainer who's training the best athletes in Germany, like the national football team and Zverev, the tennis player. So he was really famous, and he studied in the US, and he came back to Germany for a workshop. And I was like, okay, I have to go there. And in front of 50 trainer therapist, he put me in front of the audience, and he showed me one exercise for the brain. And the first time my knee pain was gone, like really gone. You know, I couldn't knee down without pain, but after this exercise, I didn't have pain. And we didn't do something for my knee. And I was, what the fuck? Like, this is like every pain, yeah, that exists starts in your brain. And then I realized, okay, not my knee is hurting. It's my brain decided to give me pain there for a reason. And then I figured out my eyes were like messed up, and I wore glasses for 20 years. So I tested my eyes, I trained my eyes, my vision is getting better. Now I don't have to wear glasses anymore. And my brain gets better information because my eyes working better and my pain was getting less. So this combination of eyes and brain and pain was like so amazing for me that I said, okay, I have to study all about that. And I'm in this journey right now. Yeah.
Love it. Thank you. Thank you, David. Super interesting. Thank you so much.
Very interesting, yeah.
Welcome,
Yeah.
Mario.
Yeah, I am Mario, born in Mexico City, exiled voluntarily around 26, 25 years old because of stress, traffic jam, and many things, pollution. Um, Actually, I came here to Puerto Escondido, and when I realized existed another realm, I got really in love with the nature from these beautiful lands. And later on, Oaxaca has nourished me and hold me with so much love. My daughter was born here and have projects here. So I am a disruptor. I could say before in our days we call them indigo, or now they call them crystal childs. And I was really rebel. I still am really rebel. And I am a questioner, a questioning guy. I like to make a lot of questions and to myself, also questioning who is Mario at this moment. So I don't know how to answer this question. It's difficult for me to say who is Mario because I am in that process of understanding who I am right now. But what I understand is that I like what I'm finding, when I am changing, when I am doing the changes in my life that I find really beautiful for my physical body, for my thoughts. Before many years ago, I used to have dark thoughts, and now I have beautiful thoughts, and I wonder how is it doing. So this is who I am, discovering my new Mario, and here I am. So thank you.
Thank you, Mario. Welcome.
Thank you, Mario.
Anna, welcome.
Thank you. So I'm Annapurna or Anna. I'm from India and I have a connection with the Oaxacan coast since about 7 years now. And I live part of the time over there and part here. So what do? I have a YouTube channel exploring the Vedas, originals in Sanskrit, topics like Yoga Shastra, of Patanjali's in Sanskrit to English. So diving deep, not just the superficial New Age stuff, but really going to the source of the Vedas, that where Ayurveda comes from, where yoga comes from, where Tantra comes from, right? And I also do this because it is what is indigenous to me. So that's part of understanding who I am. And I share that on my YouTube channel along with other indigenous wisdom. I have a website where I help financially empower indigenous people by helping selling their wares. And I'm involved in the creation and sale of Ayurvedic meals for nomads and digital nomads and backpackers in Puerto Escondido and the Oaxacan coast. So I'm here today because I'm interested in what the roots of pain are, how that relates with sexual energy. I'm interested in having different conversations around this topic, other than what has been had before or what's available online, and solution-based thinking. So I'm open to different points of view, and that's what I'm here for. So thank you for having me.
Thank you, Anna.
Thank you, Anna. Welcome, everyone. It's very interesting, all your journeys, what you do. I really love that. I think we really complement each other. And yeah, this thing about the pain and the brain is very interesting for us, and we will be delightful to learn more about this. And well, okay, it's time for me to tell who I am. So okay, I think that I define myself as a wolf now. I love to surf. I love to talk about raw things and direct stuff. Yeah, I'm building an unstoppable legacy for not just for myself, but I really want to serve more with the time I have of my life. And this comes from that I spent several years dominating the business corporate scene and leading some good ventures and yeah, doing great businesses. But at the end, I was feeling a little bit empty. And yeah, 10 years ago, I lost everything on a Ponzi fraud. It was a raw transformation for me. And long story short, after, yeah, starting to we use sleeping pills and trying to solve chronic insomnia by the the medical way, I found a very dark night of the soul in that moment, and that's when I decided to become a financial trauma coach, and I started to dig into Toltec traditions and all this Mayan heritage that surrounded the alternative medicine. I name myself as a technology weaver. I weave, for me, technologies is everything. It's a tool that can help us ascend. So I weave alternative medicine. I love crypto. I love AI. And recently I launched a digital marketing agency. And I try to do all of this stuff that goes into the sustainable and holistic business model. So yeah, I love the ancestral cultures. I love to talk about sexuality, about business, about real estate, because it's what I am, like vibrating at this point. And that's why I love to create these masterminds to gather more people like us to be able to talk about these topics very raw. So keep weaving. Thank you. That's myself. All right, great. So welcome everyone. It's amazing to have different profiles here, right? Different stories, different point of views, and that's why I love this type of conversations, because we are with the same goals, but we have very different stories. So let's dive deep into the first question. So all this week we are talking about this concept of erotic intelligence, right? This disruptive way of talking about sensual stuff or sexual energy that intends to go to a higher level than just sex as we know it, just the physical encounter as we know it. But we know that it's a whole, it's everything, it's important. And we talk about the elite part, these top secrets that maybe have been hidden for years. And now that we know that we have access, we know that there are different and several successful entrepreneurs and investors and world leaders that master the sexual energy. So why do you think most of these entrepreneurs and investors and world leaders that are at the top of something put sexual energy as an important part of their lives? So, David.
Mm-hmm. So let's say about neuroathletic training, like the best athletes in the world are training like this to improve their energy, to improve their strengths, to improve their balance, so they know all about that, how important the brain is, and if your brain is like in a performance mode, that you can perform better. And they know how important that is, like to do eye exercise, to do balance exercise, breathing exercise. So they all have their coaches. So this knowledge is there. But I will say like nobody is actually doing that like for normal people, that are struggling maybe with something, or they have like low energy, or they have like pain or headaches or migraine, like all this stuff. So I think for me, this is also my journey to not only train athletes, because I'm also wouldn't define myself as an athlete. But I'm like also a normal person that likes to do sport, but was like struggling with pain, right? So I think this knowledge I have to share like to everyone, and not only the best athlete in the world or like the elite, that probably do all this stuff. So I think this is really important that people have to know that I can fix my eyes if I train my eyes, that I don't have to wear glasses, that all this is possible because the brain always can change, and also your visual system. Like this is like one of the most important and most exciting topic for me is like the visual system, the eyes. And nobody's telling you that you can fix your eyes, and then probably your brain gets better information. You have more energy, you have more strength. Maybe your performance is getting better in whatever performance you would like to do,
Amazing. Thank you. Thank you so much. Mario.
Welcome.
Yeah, to me, it's like the level of energy allows us to enter the sharings and the interactions and creativity for the projects that we have. So also increases our focus. When I used to have a lot of sexual, how do you say, like not well focused my sexual energy. I don't know, when I was perhaps 15 years old, I used to masturbate like 5 times a day. And at that time, a human body is really strong. But later on, I started not feeling very good. So I understand now that I had to do a change in my life to, we have been talking a little bit about this through this week, that in a moment we have to understand that the changes that we make, if they are in a positive way, when we understand that the bad habits are not taking us to a good port, I made those changes and I started noticing that my level of energy was increasing and increasing. That's why I understand the people that is successful has been mastering or is in the has mastered or is in the process of mastering their level of energy, which comes not necessarily all from sexual energy, but I could say above 80% comes from it. And not only cultivating it, but also focusing it in the projects that these people is impulsing their projects, perhaps in the business or in the sports, as David has mentioned. So I think it's completely related, and that is why people is very aware, conscious about where they put this energy to.
Thank you, Mario. That's very interesting. Thank you. Go ahead, Anna.
Thank you. Just a second, guys. So I just wanted to share this image. Hopefully you can see it. In the Vedic body of literature, history is told through the Puranas and stories. And this is one of these stories. So the deity here in the middle is Hanuman. It's a race of like sentient monkeys, or like half monkey, half humans that's described. And here's a demon king, and he's actually kidnapped a lady, wife of another, that to rape her because of a unfettered sexual desire. He just wants her. He already has a wife. And Hanuman has come to save her, essentially. But she sends him back to say there's other women enslaved, come with an army. So anyway, Hanuman is seen as the master of sexual energy. And I thought of world leaders in this like historic time periods, these different ages. And he stands out because he can grow in size, he can diminish in size. And he's able, and shortly after the scene, they set fire to his tail and he grows in size and sets fire to the city. So he also doesn't stand for disrespect. And, his power is so immense because he's having control of his sexual energy that he was going to eat the sun because he thought it was a mango, and then the deities had to stop, like, no, that is the sun. You'll destroy the balance of the world. Anyway, so that is like the positive aspect, I think. And, the king, the reason he became king was because he mastered his sexual energy, but he just lost it. In this moment, he's lost it. And that's why he's able to best him in battle. And it's a sort of a righteous battle, right? For the honor of a woman, a married woman. Yeah. So yeah, I think that's something that illustrates the importance of sexual energy and how. So it's almost like two nations are going to war because of an unbalanced sexual energy. Okay, yeah.
Thank you, Anna. That's very interesting too. Thank you. All right, for me, I think it's because they know. I know the most successful entrepreneurs because they know how to. And I want to refer Kevin Trudeau, this amazing post that he has on Spotify and everywhere. Kevin Trudeau is one of the Masons, grade 33, coming from secret societies, telling all this information because, the people that used to understand this, they didn't want us to know because they didn't want competence. They want to be, they don't want competence in their realms, right? And I believe that's why this information was kept in the secret, in the shadows for a long time. But now I think that everything is open. It's like, oh my God, now I know now I know what I can do with this, you know, and fighting all this, the seeding of porn everywhere, the confusion, the separation, the religion, all that stuff that, you know, and confuses. And if you confuse, you lose. And well, yeah, in this community that I have that is called multi-orgasmic man with Jonathan White, there's this concept that is called sex transmutation. So it suggests that redirecting the powerful impulses of sexual desire, but not from the desire itself, and not for the physical gratifications, but in order to put that energy, the physical and the energetical part, on the pursuits. And I learned this by these mentors, and I believe that's why all these successful people, and I have tasted success myself, you know, but it's been like an ups and downs. And I believe it's because of this, because for sure I know that there's a power behind it, but it's not that easy, right? Because all these addictions and challenges and confusion and all that stuff doesn't help us. But actually, Napoleon Hill in Think and Grow Rich argued that sexual energy, when it's controlled and converted in the correct way, it becomes so powerful and motivational force that can help us, like, not just in the individual part, but also to achieve extraordinary success in whatever we do. Great. That was me. Thank you. Bro, wow. I love your answers. It's really, yeah. And I hope that you are feeling this, because listening to you and your own unique perspective and your own unique path, I start to do a lot of notes that probably I couldn't speak about all the notes that I'm taking while you are speaking, but it is amazing. Thank you. Keep please sharing, and let's keep opening your hearts. Thank you for being vulnerable. Also, I know it's not easy to talk about this stuff, and so thank you for your vulnerability and for your honesty. All right. So the next question is, what is the link? And remember, we are talking about our own experience. So what is the link that you can find between high performance, this orgasmic energy, and the material manifestation? Go ahead, David.
Good question. Can you repeat that again? Sorry. Can you repeat the question again?
So
okay.
in your own experience, so yeah, I'm going to give a little bit of context maybe. So we are talking about all this stuff about erotic intelligence, right? All this concept about not just seeing sexuality as just as the mean act of, or just not, I don't want to say mean, sorry, about just the act of, you know, just having sex like animals or dogs or whatever. So we know there's something more, and in our own experience, the part here is to share, like, what do you think is this link? What is this link that exists between a high performance, you know, and, you know, being on a state of high performance with the use of this orgasmic energy or sexual energy and the things that we manifest this life? What is the link between these three things that you can find in your own experience?
I think it's like a combination, you know, of like the mindset and also for the body. So I'm sure, like I'm studying all about the brain, about the central nervous system, about all this stuff, you know, like I know how to get your best performance, right? But also there's like this mindset, you know, because if you can't control your minds and you're always having bad thoughts, it's also like reducing your energy. And also what I explain to my clients is always there's some kind of sweat bucket, and the sweat bucket is like, okay, everything what comes in your life, you can say what you're gonna eat, how you sleep, how's your relationship, but also how are your eyes, how's your balance system, how's your breathing, all these factors comes into like a bucket. And if the bucket is running full, if your system is too stressed, there comes like a result, and it could be like pain or it could be like sickness. So I think the combination of the physical part, but also like the psychological part, or the mental part, is like the best combination.
Very love it, man. Amazing answer. Thank you so much, man. Thank you. Go ahead, Mario.
Thank you.
Yeah, to me,
Love it.
This substance that we have, men especially, and all the culture that we have of ejaculating and doing it quickly, doing it as many women as we could, just for pleasure, for instant satisfaction. And the feeling after was terrible, no? Guilt and depression, anger, unsatisfaction, just and coming back for more, and then nothing good came from that terrible cycle. But when it's the other way around, and now we understand that cultivation is really important, I see the manifestation part as the more energy that I have, I put it into the projects that I have, and I put more time, more effort, more creativity, more goodwill, more enthusiasm, more good vibes. When the other way around, that didn't want, I didn't want to do anything else after, you know, being with a person sharing this sexual energy. And perhaps if I did it only for my satisfaction, and later on I didn't want anything else, and I wanted to sleep, and perhaps she wanted more, or she wanted to be held, and a hug, and I didn't want that, and the feeling was also not nourishing the relationship, so therefore was going in a decreased state of energy. You know? So that's my relationship. Perhaps there is a quantic in that also, the body and all these nutrients that this semen, I don't know if it's the correct word in Spanish, or the vital liquid.
It's correct.
Yep. Thank you. So it's also important for our body. So for me, it's just related to the energy to do the projects, manifested through the action and all the mind and emotions.
Thank you, Mario. That was amazing. Welcome, Ana.
Yes, just a second. So I think that in a very crude sense, and this has to do with the elites, genetically, you know, it's the creative energy that multiplies. And a lot of like fundamentalist groups, they have this ideology of just like using the sexual energy in a way to impregnate the women. So this is from the Islamic invasion of India that I'm getting mostly this idea. I'm not saying that all Muslims are like this or anything, but the invaders, they were very few in a country of very many, and they had to multiply quickly, and they used their sexual energy in questionable ways to make a genetic imprint on women. And therefore, you know, the descendants, like now we have a language in India that's a mixture of Arabic and our native Hindi. So it's quite interesting over 1,500 years, the effect of that. And on the other hand, I think that high performance to me means being pain-free, having high pleasure in physical activity, being able to enjoy being on my feet and being outside and doing physical activity and doing what I need to do in time, right? So the link between that and sexual energy and material manifestation, I think that if there is a leak, as simple as that, if there's a leak in any one area, whether it's mental, physical, or material, it will reflect in the other, but it mostly starts out with our physical body. And I think that processes that are we don't think about, like digestion, restfulness, are also related with the reproductive function, you know, if you just take it in the crude organ sense. So I think this is about, like, you know, keeping things moving steadily and not having any leaks. So yes, it means a disciplined routine, but it's also like you can't be having, you know, one night stands and stuff. It's just, it doesn't add up. So yeah, you can't be like the Muslim invaders. That was my point. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Ana.
Okay.
Amazing answers. Thank you for sharing. Anyway, for me, I think, let me put my chronometer on. Okay. For me, I think I want to talk about what unlinks these three things. And I'm going to talk about the porn factor. You know, in my story, I think porn really disconnected me from my instant, from my gratification system and the reward system. And Napoleon Hill talks about this on the book Outwitting the Devil. and it talks about the propaganda. It wasn't, porn wasn't some concept back on those days, and it was talk about propaganda, you know, and this propaganda that it's creates confusion, separation, all that stuff. So I think that now the link, it is pretty much discipline for me, and delayed gratification is like okay, don't come, right? It's like don't last 10 seconds on bed, please. It's that delayed gratification. And it's also about my own things, you know, about understanding that not everything it's immediate, you know, like, you know, calling for food to your house or the pizza in half an hour. It's not like that. And I really fucked up my reward system by, as Mario says, like something that really make a disruption on my chemical body and all that stuff, right? So I think that's the link. And now I understand that with discipline and with this delayed gratification and being able to cultivate myself until I can have these orgasms without ejaculation, and being able to do this raw passion around sex, and being able to then energy and then put it in something real, right? So just to wrap up my answer, I think the link is pretty much the discipline and delay gratification in my own journey. Thank you. Oh, I did it. I have more 7 seconds. Great. great round. I just want to say that all the topics that you said is something that I relate, you know, mindset, you know, being aware of these topics, be conscious about it, learning more, being able to talk and express it. So thank you so much for all your shares. And let's go to the question number 5. Okay, so I love the ancient cultures, as you may know. One of the things that I fall in love about this place, about Puerto Escondido. Okay, can you hear me?
It's question 4.
Yeah, question 4. And you know that I'm very passionate about originary tribes, and I fell in love about Puerto Escondido and Mazunte and pretty much all the Oaxacan coast, because I started to understand the Toltec wisdom and the around a lot of topics, but we are talking now about the ancestral sexual mastery that the Toltecs talk about. And this will be very disruptive question, and I know that probably not a lot of people knows about the Toltec this part, and it is okay. And we put this question because we love to share the culture of the places, and we believe that one of the things that must be preserved in all over the world for sure, but in Mexico and in this place the most is the Toltec and the Mexica traditions. So that's why we put the question, and it's okay. So let's go do the first round. So do you know one of the connection between the Toltecs and the ancestral mastery, if any?
No.
Go ahead, David.
No.
Okay, great.
But it's okay. Like I think I have an answer for that. So let's say we're probably like in our society too much disconnected to nature, and maybe this kind of cultures that are more connected to nature. Yeah. And what does that mean? It's like especially in our society, like where we like watching a lot on screens or like on our phones. Yeah. Like we lost some abilities to maybe see clear. Yeah. Or that our eyes like always too stressed. Yeah, because we are always like nearsighted. We don't go out in nature. We don't go for a walk. Maybe here in Puerto Escondido more, you know, but just in general. Nobody is talking about like how important your visual system is like for your whole body. So let's say if your eyes are like always too stressed because you're not using them very well anymore. Yeah, you don't have maybe this peripheral seeing that we have when we go out of nature or like other cultures to been like in nature. They all have the skills because they have to aware about everything what's around them. So I think my answer is like this natural way of living, even just walking in the sand barefoot, yeah, has a huge impact on your body. And we are like wearing all these shoes and sandals in the society, not hurting ourselves, yeah. And this has an influence on your whole body. Yeah. So yeah, I hope you understand what I mean.
I love it. Thank you so much, David. Amazing share. Go ahead, Mario.
I want to share because when I was 17, I found some books about Carlos Castaneda, and these very famous books are talking about the teachings of Don Juan, and Don Juan Matus was a shaman. The Toltecs are like high shamans. They call it like psychonauts, psychonautas, universal psychonauts that could through their energy levels not only not die, but bring in all the consciousness traveling around the universe or the universes. And I remember an anecdote in one of the books that said that if one had the luck, we were lucky enough to be conceived in a conscious act of sex with our father and mother, then we will have a lot of energy through our lives, and perhaps we will be able to give it away, and we will still have enough and lots. But there are other people that were fucked because their father and mom just did it wrong. No, perhaps in a one night stand, a quick time or whatever. So the level of energy is not going to be very high enough, and these people have to preserve it more and be more aware. So in another way, could be a gift, no? But the point is that this level of energy, when it's saved, allows to perform shamanistic developments. In the case, perhaps, of me, that I have an ability to have lucid dreams. When I cultivate my energy, it's much easier for me to wake up in my dreams and realize that I'm dreaming and do these things that some of the Toltec culture explores through that. So that is just one example that I know.
Thank you so much, Mario. That was an amazing example. Welcome, Annapurna.
So again, I want to share a photo here that I shared earlier with David. So this Chakmul, I think you guys know already, Yusuf and Mario. But Chakmul, I learned today, is a Toltec statue, and it's generally an altar. Is considered an altar found at entrance to Toltec temples and other cultural sites where the Toltecs had an influence. So that is Chichen Itza. Chichen Itza has a powerful Toltec influence. That I did not know until today. But I picked this because it's a yoga posture, actually. And that a pool, I don't know what it's supposed to mean. You know, Chakmul is quite mysterious. I think even the name Chakmul is like a Spanish, you know, kind of like they are giving the name to it because they don't know what to call it. But to me, that at least in the yoga posture, you're supposed to focus the energy and the quote unquote tension, if any, on the core at that point. And that's also the point yesterday we were seeing that is like kind of like the ebb and flow of this feeling energy, the ebb and flow, the push and pull of sexual energy is also within those bottom three. The Kundalini Shakti is coiled at the base of the spine. So that seems like an important cultivation point of energy. And that's what it seems like the statue is doing. Whether it's true or not, I do not know. But I do know that yoga posture has to do with that, with cultivating a strong core and, you know, balance in the bottom three chakras and a balance of the Kundalini Shakti. And proper flow, as Fabiano said. So thank you.
Thank you so much,
I'm
Anna.
trying to stop the screen share, forgive me. Yeah.
I love it. I love your shares. Thank you so much. All right. I guess for me, it's well, the first time I got an orgasm without ejaculating, I think I had the strong and the power to build a pyramid. I couldn't sleep like for days, and it was an amazing energy. So how do I do the Toltec things? Well, when I arrived here to Mazunte, I learned a story from an elder that told me that back on those days, and that the story says that the Spaniards come and they conquered this place and they started to rob everything and, you know, to try to kill the culture. So what they did, Toltecs used to speak Nahuatl, and Nahuatl wasn't a language, it was a poem. So they chanted, they don't speak it. And it was very interesting how the Spaniards tried to shut them up because they knew they could build amazing stuff. They knew they come from there. The way they have to raise this Kundalini, Kan, or Quetzalcoatl energy that they have, because they had it on the pyramids. They have it on different wisdom that was shared along the elders, and they say that when people chant, they cut their tongues. When people used to dance, they cut their feet. So they managed to put inside the new dance and the new songs of the Toltec, they managed to put in order to ask the Spaniards so they can chant these songs without they knowing that they were putting all the information. That's why sometimes I start to do the dance every those days, and I really some
Hermano, no te escuchas bien,
yeah.
carnal. Hold
Hola,
on.
can you hear me? Hola, hola, hola.
Yes, now it's back.
I think you're back, yeah.
Hola, 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 hola. Yeah, can you hear me again? Sorry,
But not,
my time is almost over.
not-
Oh, okay. Oh, I think I need to. Oh, yeah, my security just get an. Sorry, guys.
yeah, but it's okay. No worries.
Okay,
I think you're back.
yeah, I'm back. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
See,
Yeah, I just wanted to close up that. Yeah, so I know that this connection was because the Toltecs knew of this energy that they managed to rise and cultivate in order to be able to see visions, to build pyramids, to, you know, transcend. Even they were conquered for years, and that's why I know that the connection with the Toltec dance and the Kundalini rising, and that is very important to be able to raise the energy of the earth while we raise our own energy from the inside. And that's pretty much the knowledge that I know from them, that it was hidden for years and then now it's getting open for everyone. So thank you. That was my participation.
thank you.
All right. Okay. So yeah, we have another question, right? Yeah, number 5. So why your relationship with pleasure? This is amazing because we're talking about pleasure, right? And my own experience, I will tell my story for sure, but I have experiences in the past where I lost the pleasure, I lost the happiness, lost the feeling of, you know, just feeling good and enjoying life. And this was really started to be related with my goal, with my success, like with my money, started to have less money and all that stuff. So why you think this relationship with pleasure can mirror also your relationship with money? And if there is a problem there, how can you fix it now? How can you fix that? You shift that. Go ahead, David.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so to be honest, right now I'm in a situation where I don't have a partner and I have to be okay with to be alone for a longer time. So it's for me, it's important to give me like self-pleasure, not in a way like masturbating or something, but I know how important it is for humans and also for the brain to get sensory input, right? So what I do in my routine, in my training is not only just moving, yeah, it's also a lot with touching, yeah. And there are some different ways that you can give your brain sensory input, yeah. Let's say your brain doesn't have good information over your feet, yeah, or your hands. They are really big in your head because you have like this kind of map in your brain about every body part, yeah. And to this example, what I said before, if you're wearing shoes all the time, yeah, our feet doesn't get activated anymore. Your brain sometimes doesn't have even good information over your feet. So what you can do about it, you can touch your feet. You can give your feet vibration. There are like some tools that are used for sensory input. And you can do that. Maybe you have a part of your body, maybe you're using your left side more than the right. Then you have like a disbalance, yeah? also in your brain activation. And what I do is like give myself sensory input just with touching or vibration before I move. So this is something maybe not related to like pleasure, but it's like really important for us humans. It's like sensory input. And if we don't have a partner who can give that to us, we have to find a way to give that to ourselves. And it could be also like a self-massage or touching, you know? So yeah, and I think also if you feel good in your body and you feel this kind of security, yeah, you also have energy and you attract more people that probably will learn from you and how you get that, and then you get more money. So it's all related to energy.
All right, thank you.
Thank
Mario.
you. Yeah, I think it's related to self-love and respect for ourselves, and looking at the mirror and being able to close our eyes, gaze, and send those kisses. Also, you know, accepting me as I am through the mirror, but also from within, inside, giving me a hug, cherishing me, and also enjoying different kinds of pleasure, not necessarily eating a candy or eating an ice cream, no? But now I find it in the yoga postures through pain also, because certain postures, certain asanas, I have to sustain that for some breaths, and the pain comes and the mind comes, but then I start to I enjoy the pain in it, and when I release and I feel the relaxation, then the more pleasure comes. And it also happens to me in the meditation. And when I hold the posture for a longer time, perhaps 1 hour, and I transcend the pain, then the pleasure starts nourishing me. It's not only physical pleasure, but it's a level of satisfaction and a level of consciousness that also cherishes me from above, from my higher self. And I love this that don't generate addiction to it. It's part of my asana. I do it 1 hour or 2 hours a day. And it's just a little amounts of time when I find this space time or state of awareness that gives me all the pressure that I need for connected with the projects that I have. So I related to this participation to the money. And I remember Yusef a few years ago when he used to eat a bill 500 pesos or 200 pesos bill, he put it inside his mouth and he said, I enjoy and I do the same, perhaps not that extreme, no? But I take my money and say, thank you so much. And I accommodate my bills from the highest to the lowest to see first the highest. And I say, thank you to have this amount of money that I have to nourish my family, to support, to help, to give me the things, the material things that I need. And when I do it through pleasure, everything changes.
Thank you so much, Mario. Welcome, Anna.
Thank you. I think that what you have all said is very important, and pleasure is feeling good, basically, at its core, being pain-free, like high performance, feeling good, not feeling at the mercy of having sex to feel good, but just feeling good. And the self-nourishment is excessively important, especially if we ever hope to have a partner, right? And have a level playing field there. Is an empty cup cannot fill another empty cup, right? So what I noticed is money is about worthiness. I guess this has been a theme throughout this podcast that I've been saying, and feeling worthy is what lets money in. And if you don't feel worthy enough to help your body to feel good, how will you let money in, essentially? And maybe pulling from day one's podcast about imagination, and having imagination comes from self-confidence, from feeling good. So that's the best, like the best ideas and businesses and things come from that level. And the same business can go to a high, and from that point of view, and it can sink from another point of view. So
Thank you. That's amazing. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. For me, I think, well, I kill my pleasure with self-punishment. with this big financial debt that I lived in 2016. And also this effect compound of porn in all my story, right? So for sure I had a bad mindset, and I let the pleasure to myself at the end. I was pretty much pleasing others. So yeah, I started to see the consequence about that, you know, less friends, less community, more debts, more challenges. So I believe that we are like antennas. I believe I am an antenna. I'm transmitting and receiving all the time, right? So I strongly believe that now how I vibrate, I attract. And yeah, I think that if I am not able to give pleasure to myself and being able to open my antenna to this type of experiences that are amazing. I remember when I was a kid, when I before I got a trauma, I remember the sexual energy, not the way that porn does it, but the real one, right? That connected with it, with the wholeness. So yeah, I think it's not about the sex itself, but about having this energy that can, for example, pushing me to being able to retire my parents or donate to people, or you name it, whatever thing you want to do with this power or money. But what I can say in my story, that when I was happy, when I was giving to myself and others, when I was cheering up, when I was even not in a good ambient or with the correct people, I was doing good, you know, because I was giving pleasure to me in some probably in bad ways, you know, until the compound effect went to the other side. But now that it's balanced, I can really feel it, because now I feel on my own journey that if I put myself, not, it's not first in the type of ego thing, but putting in a position where I am able to transmit and receive pleasure, then I believe that the money part will just came, because that's what I'm attracting, you know, because for me it's money, it's also pleasure, you know, it's the pleasure to give, the pleasure to buy, the pleasure to travel. And yeah, that would be my contribution. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, great answers. Let's go to the last part. So this is the final round, and probably this is the most important one, at least in my own story. And thanks to a vital map, that is the thing that we are going to build now. This vital map that pretty much help us. You know, when you are going through some direction, you need a starting point. You know, and with the GPS in your car, right? When you're going somewhere, you have to have a starting point and then a destination and a road. And when I hear about the vital maps of other entrepreneurs in my own vibration, we are like-minded, probably this map is something that someone inside of here needs, and probably also our audience. That's why I love this, to craft this. And it's also for ourselves, you know, I love to do this with like-minded people, also because I know I will have accountability. Probably we'll talk in 1 week, or probably in 2 weeks, or probably we do businesses in the future, and it's like, oh man, how are you doing with your erotic intelligence? How are you doing with your sex, with your success? And I would love to be accountable with you guys, and in order to have yeah, like the title of our podcast, more success. All right, so the vital map reflect, it's very simple. It's just 2 minutes share about a little small reflection about the topic we said yesterday, and also like, where's your current position, talking about success. All right, like this type of yeah, we all looking for a next level on this part. Like, so what is your point, your starting point now? What is your current position? What are your aspirations on this part? If you can be specific, it could be an amount of money, it could be whatever. Let's try to picture an image on our own journeys, but also to picture an image in the people that is listening that could probably help. So the current position, the aspirations, what are the requirements? What do you think you need to get there? And what is your why behind? Why do you want this, pretty much, right? And at the end is, what are your action steps? What do you think you have to do in your own journey in order to accomplish these goals? So we are all correct. No one has any doubt. Let's do it. David, adelante.
All right. Yeah. As I said before, like business-wise, I'm totally clear about what I want. Like I want to explain more people about this knowledge, that they are like, can get away from pain, because so much people struggling with pain, and that they can actually heal themselves, you know, like they are probably need me just for 3 sessions, yeah, just for the checkup, but then I give them all the tools that they can heal themselves, because in the end they have to take care of their health, you know, I can't be there all the time. So to find a way to explain what I'm doing, like more easily to people that they understand what I'm doing. This is like my challenge right now, and also here in Puerto Escondido. So make more advertising here and make more workshops to tell people about that. And my personal journey is, I think I want to go more in my spiritual side, because I'm really focusing on the brain and the body part. Yeah. But I think I didn't found like my spiritual path. Like, yeah. And I feel Puerto Escondido is the best place for that. So yeah, whatever will come, I tried to do some mushroom experience, but it was like a terrible experience. But I'm on my journey to find, like my really, yeah, like my purpose in life. I know I'm here to help people, but I think there's something bigger. So, and the last thing, I think I'm ready now to settle down here and maybe find the right partner for me to maybe build a family. So this is something what I'm looking for.
Oh, thank you, brother.
Thank you.
Adelante,
you.
Mario.
Yeah, I want my goddess, my partner. I have a daughter and she's so beautiful. She's my master also. So I want to continue this path of enjoying life, and I know what I have to keep doing, cultivating my energy, putting it into creativity and beautiful projects, putting it into art, putting it into help. So this is where I am right now, visioning, focus, committed, doing also walking the walk, waking up early, meditating, doing the exercise, going to the sea while I am here in Puerto Escondido, swim, enjoy wherever I want, give a smile, increase my level of patience, and putting all these beautiful changes that I see in my life towards the community that I want to build. I want to live in a community, and I'm going to grasp. I'm going to attract to my energy a lot of high amounts of money that I know to put it into these projects and to build it. And I know it's not mine. So I want to become more a channel for the consciousness work through me to build a dream inside this dream that I want to. And this just to awake to another beautiful realm, whatever it takes. I want to live 100 years also. So I want many things, but I also want to be ready if the time comes to leave this world. When the time comes to leave this world, do it in a state of peace and a state of realization, and knowing that I have given everything that I have in the more subtle way to honor the higher self.
Oh, thank you, brother. Go ahead, Anna.
Okay, so I have been defining what I want and where I am now and where I want to go more and more as we progress through this podcast, and it just sort of happened. I didn't plan it that way. But yeah, I find myself wanting to do more creative, be more creative, not just, be part of a yoga class, but get back to teaching and, spend more time over there and hopefully end up building a community out there in Puerto Escondido. I mean, like the number of times Yusuf has tried and failed just by himself, and then me, Mario, and Yusuf together, we have tried and tried and tried, and it seems like we'll never stop trying. That gives me a lot of hope, but I guess I'm ready for it. I'm ready to do that, and me and my future, like my home, all of that is on my mind. What kind of world will my children come into? That's in my mind. And it's, I have these sort of fears that are holding me back. And, there's a limited amount of time. So what do I need? I need like time, money, and energy to dedicate out there. And, there's few things out in Masunte and stuff I need to take care of. And I think I just need to sit down and envision a world without my biases. Like, oh, okay, if these are the things I really want to achieve, why not just do it? Yeah, I think I need to sit down and have an honest conversation with myself, and again, quit like little surrogate activities like watching YouTube, you know, instead of having these conversations with myself. And yeah, so I guess how do I inspire? A lot of my inspiration comes from meditation, visualization, again, retiring from my senses and from the world. And that's when the fear goes out and the clarity sets in. So thank you.
Thank you, Anna.
Thank you, Anna. All right, for me, I think scaling to success along with a couple, it's been one of my greatest experience. For me, being at the top, that level of success, the different success for sure, different industries, different people. But I believe that being with a couple is to have success. It's very important, but also I believe that I can cultivate it myself. It's not enough, but I mean, it's not the thing, but it could be also enough, right? If I manage to do it. So the quality of my sexual experiences, both the physical and the energetic, are totally for me connected with my own definition of success. That pretty much is, you know, having more time and experiences with my loved ones and just give back and help more people. So I found myself when I used to cultivate, or when I cultivate this energy with myself, because I also don't have a couple now, and I go and execute that process of just cultivate and then go and do something, the results are amazing. But sometimes for sure I'm lazy or I'm too busy and I don't do it, and I also see the stagnation and not the good results. So where am I now? I want to be, that's where am I now, pretty much, like trying to understanding more this energy and being able to make this step by steps, you know, because I think I'm halfway also there. And I really want to reach the next level of to be a multi-orgasmic man, to have a multi-orgasmic couple, to create multi-orgasmic experiences. And I love family. I love the idea, you know, to have a couple, to grow a family, to build sustainable communities, and, you know, just have a lot of kids. I love that part. And yeah, I think I want to attract also that that beautiful partner, not just in the physical part, but also yeah, this energy part, you know, this yeah, this internal part that is very important. I know that I need discipline. I know that I need be inspired every day, gathering with people like you, listening to more stories, listening to more people, to understand that I am not alone in this place. You know, I know that masterminds are also very important because of that, because sometimes I don't need a therapy, sometimes I don't need a medicine, sometimes I just need to hear, understand that I am not the only one in this journey. So yeah, my action steps is walking the walk. If I say that I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. If I'm going to take the actions, I'm going to take the actions. And I want to get the master level, and I want to practice, and I know I need to practice and fail and practice and fail until I master it. And yeah, I think I have to go to taste my own edges again. Thank you.
Thank you, bro.
All right,
you.
so we're going to a last question, but before that, I just want to thank you all for your time, for being here with us in this podcast, this transmission. I hope you got a lot of value from this, and let's close with our last question to our special guest. Anna, do you want to do the question?
Sure. So this one is just for David. Why or how can neuroathletic training increase your erotic or sexual energy? Or it could even be erotic or sexual intelligence.
Yeah. So yeah, I think neuroathletic, it's all about performance, and what we said before, it's like to be pain-free, yeah, is like really important, because let's say, you know, like in a sexual way, if you want to have sex with a partner and you can't do that because you have pain, maybe you have back pain, maybe you can't knee on your knee or whatever, you know, or maybe you're just really tight and you're not flexible because your brain doesn't allow you to get more range of motion. Yeah. So it's limiting your sex life, your erotic energy. So this is why I think to have enough energy, yeah, to see clear, to have a good balance system, to have a good body awareness, but also to be pain-free, is really like allowing you to have maybe better sexual experience or more erotic energy. Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank
Does
you.
anyone wants to add something else before we close?
Now you say that I have a lot of fun.
Great.
I have I noticed that we're all seeking to leave behind more of like the modern life and the industrialized world and go back to the raw essence nature of who we are. And apart from that, I guess Puerto Escondido as well has united us, and the beautiful Pacific Ocean, and simple things like walking in the sand, but also maybe growing your own food and having a safe community to raise children in. So I appreciate that unites us. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Great. Thank you so much to everyone. You are amazing beings. You are super wolves and mermaids that inspire not just me, but other people's journeys. And your stories are amazing. I just want to tell you, and this is also for myself, keep weaving, keep ascending, keep moving forward, keep believing in what you're doing and what you're sharing, because sometimes I am waiting for people to validate me on my external part. And what I can just say is that I love what you do, guys. You inspire me a lot, and let's keep sharing. Let's keep continue that sharing this important part of our lives, and we'll meet in the next episode. Have an amazing night, and see you soon in Puerto. Bye bye.
See you. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you. Good night, guys. It's
Thank you,
Night.
baby.